This is like a very vulnerable story for me, so please bear with me because this is me sharing. 2 years ago, I remember finding out. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. We're going to do a Valentine's glowy pink get ready with me. I am going to do a full B super glowy pink romantic look today. I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I put on nails for this so I can tap for you guys. This is shade 4 medium, which I used in my other Get Ready With Me this year. And I'm gonna go pretty heavy with it. It is a pretty sheer coverage foundation. It's not your full coverage and it's a little teeny bit dark for me right now. I do get compliments on my skin when I'm wearing this. Taking a damp beauty blender, I'm going to start dabbing this out all over. Later on today, I'm actually giving a presentation at one of my coworkers, roommates, sorority chapters. I'm going to do a presentation on women empowerment and early career development. I kind of want my makeup to last all day. You can already see that glow. Another staple, Tarte Shape Tape. I'm gonna go in a little heavier than usual with this. I have my big box of makeup next to me. I've been collecting makeup for years. I've always loved makeup and I'm looking through it and I'm seeing so many products that I forgot about. So I'm so happy to be able to sit down and play with my makeup. Taking this little brush, I'm gonna start dabbing this out. So on Sunday, well today's Sunday, so a week from today, we're going to host a part Valentine's, part Super Bowl day party. Yesterday I ran around to the stores and got some decorations for that and I just feel like I'm very in the mood this year for Valentine's Day. I feel like it's kind of a hit or miss thing. You can tell by my earrings, I'm in it this year. I got these earrings from Marshall's and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I've been wearing them every day. Actually, while I'm talking about Marshall's real quick, I also got this pink glass I have my coffee in and I literally am obsessed. Like I feel like I want to do a favorites video soon because there have been so many little cute finds that I've been obsessed with. It's like my go-to cup right now for water, for coffee. I love her. Going in with Tarte Sculpt Tape Contour. Yeah, so we invited our girlfriends to come over for the first part of the day. We're gonna do some Valentine's activities. The guys can come over for the Super Bowl. So I'm taking this on the nose, the cheeks. All right, I'm gonna blend this out. Scott Barnes number 65. This blends really nicely. I feel like I barely have to tap and it blends in. And then the nose, sometimes I realize I like forget to blend out the nose and I still have the 2 little dots there. So making sure to hit the nose and then bringing it into the jawline. I kind of want to talk about dating in your 20s since this is the topic of Valentine's Day. Dating is really hard. To put it simply, for blush, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Putty blush. I'm pretty sure this is the shade Caribbean. It doesn't say it on here, but I'm pretty positive that's the shade. I haven't used this blush in a while. The top part's kind of dried out. It's very, very dark, super pigmented. I was testing it before. It gives you that sunburnt look. I'm gonna use the brush to apply it and then build up on it. Talking about dating in your 20s, I feel like as I've gotten older, I've realized that dating can be so challenging because when you're younger, when you're in high school or college, I feel like I wasn't really dating to marry, although yes, that like kind of was the idea and I fantasized about marriage. It wasn't as practical and real life as being in your 20s. I feel like when you're in your 20s, it actually is possible and practical that you would marry that person. I personally feel like I like to date to marry because I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who I don't see a future with because it feels so close. Like I feel like even though maybe, if I'm being honest, I'm 25 right now, I don't necessarily feel like I'm ready for marriage. I feel like that is such a long lifetime commitment and it can be really hard because you see people posting with their significant others and you're seeing people around you getting married and getting engaged. But if I were to give a piece of advice, I'd say just stay true to you. Like don't rush that process. Your person will come. Like I feel like there can be such a rush and like stress, like oh my gosh, I have to find my person. There really isn't a rush and I feel like it's better to find your person than just choose someone to marry just because you want to get married young. Don't settle. I don't know if that made sense. Basically, I just know that there can be a lot of pressure around dating and marriage. In the past, when I saw red flags in people, maybe it didn't seem as dire to like end the relationship, but now that I'm older, it's like, okay, this is just wasting time. Honestly, this video is a little bit hard. I feel like talking about relationships and heartbreak and love is such a vulnerable topic. I'm gonna go in with layers of setting spray. I usually just do it at the end, but I want to do it between each a layer. Elf setting spray. I feel like I've always been the type of person who has fallen hard for people and gotten my heart broken. I feel and love so deeply, then when these relationships come to an end, I feel like I'm devastated. I so closely to my core care for these people. When it doesn't work out and it's time to move on, I really struggle with that sometimes. I'm gonna take this Elf Halo Bow setting powder. But there is one thing that I tell myself. In the past, those heartbreaks that have been so devastating in that moment, whether it took a year or 2 years to get over, now when I look at those relationships, I'm so over them. I know it's kind of a cliche thing to say, but time really does heal all wounds. It might be really hard to see it in the moment, but you will get clarity later on in life when you look back, and that heartbreak that was like so overwhelming and so painful, you're gonna look back and be like, oh my gosh, thank goodness that happened. I really don't know why I was so upset over that person. And a lot of times we get so attached to this idea of who someone could be and the potential, and that's what's hard to let go. Like, you know through the person's actions and behavior that it's probably not the best person for you. They don't complement your love language. You guys aren't as compatible, otherwise you wouldn't be facing this issue. Please take it from me when I say that time literally does heal all wounds. I went through a really tough heartbreak right around this time 2 years ago. I'm not even gonna lie, it still does affect me in some capacity to this day. I've been seeing a lot of the memories. So 2 years ago, this is like a very vulnerable story for me, so please bear with me because this is me sharing. 2 years ago, I remember finding out that the guy that I liked took his new girlfriend to a spa place that I had told him about. And I wanted to go with him. And then he took his new girlfriend. And I was in Hoboken, and that's what I found out. That day, I created a TikTok. It was just like a day in the life TikTok, but I just remember being so sad that day. Like, I was absolutely devastated. I'm gonna move into the eyes while I tell this story. This is the Huda Beauty palette in nude. It's super pinky. I'm gonna use this palette. I'm gonna start by going in with Tickle, this pink shade in the crease. I remember being so absolutely sad that day. It was cold. I just feel like a lot of my life hadn't been figured out yet. It was before I moved to Florida. Like, I was still living at home. Like, I felt like a lot of the things that this guy had done, like he had moved out, he had found a new relationship. I just felt so sad and behind, and I was hurt that he took this girl where I told him about. It was just a really painful, like, it was so raw. Like, I just found out about the relationship like a few weeks before. So it was a really hard time for me. Yesterday, literally yesterday on my TikTok, that memory came up of that TikTok about day in the life. I've come such a long way since that TikTok. Like, yes, it hurts so bad in the moment, but seeing it now, I've just learned and grew so much. Like, there were so many different painful moments between honestly then and now. That was just the start. Like, it still hurt way after. The point being is that that was such a rough time, and I looked back on it and it didn't really hurt. It was kind of like, wow, like, you got through this. Look where you are now. Look at how you overcame such a hard heartbreak. It honestly came out for the best. Since then, I moved, I made new friends, I've healed, just like learned so many things about myself. Like, that relationship absolutely rocked me, but I feel like I genuinely changed, learned so many lessons about myself, because sometimes I feel like you need to have these heartbreaks that kind of have you crumble, and then you rebuild yourself from them. Like, yes, in the moment, it's so agonizing, and it is so many sleepless nights. I used to stay up and watch YouTube. I used to watch Tati beauty videos on YouTube at 5 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep. Like, that was just like my comfort, was to watch her videos and watch the makeup. It always does get better. Okay, I'm going in with the darker shade now. I'm going in with Spanked. It does get better. You will find your right person. I've learned so many lessons about myself, about self-confidence, what makes me happy, and what I do want, what I don't want in a relationship because of it. You've got it. You're gonna get through this. It's going to get better. Okay, I'm taking this eyeshadow in the crease here. I want it to blend really well, and then I'm also blending kind of like out and up here on the side because I want it to attach to the blush. We're gonna trust the process with this. Going in on the other side. So with that being said, honestly, I'm not a huge dating apps. Every time I go on the dating apps, I just get more depressed seeing who's on these apps. And I know that you totally can find someone. Like, I've heard so many success stories, so this is not to deter you from them. Like, if you feel like those are for you, then definitely explore that option. I don't know, I just want to meet someone organically. I want it to be natural. I want to put some eyeshadow underneath in a darker color. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this purple shade of Love Bite, and then like kind of start smoking out underneath. Sometimes we get so attached to the idea of someone. I have this vision of how I want my relationship, my marriage to be, and I've copy and pasted this person's face basically on it. And then when we're going through that heartbreak, it's like, it feels like we're letting go of that future, and that future can't happen because we don't have that person. But like, that future can still happen. It's just not the right person. It's another thing to keep in mind. Is it really the person or the idea of that person? Do they have the qualities that you want in a partner? I still struggle with this. I still struggle with this idea with that heartbreak of it being the idea of like what it could be, and just knowing that the reality of the situation is like, it would not, in reality with that specific person, would not be as glamorous as it seems. All right, I'm gonna go under with this, really close to the waterline, and start smoking her out. Although dating is hard and I'm not one to like roster date, I feel like I've also learned a lot about myself through dating and seeing, you know, different things that people bring to the table and how they treat you. I feel like for me, it's not necessarily a good thing, but I feel like I do kind of like adapt to the relationships I'm in. I try and ask myself if I like the person that I am in that relationship, and like, is that how I want to be? Am I my highest self in that relationship? Now let's talk about Galentines. We're not just gonna save it for the sad heartbreak stuff. Let's talk about our gals in our life. It is so important to have your good girlfriends. I feel so lucky to have really close girlfriends through all the stages of my life. I have my high school girlies, college girlies, and then post-college moving to Florida friends. And I feel so lucky because the girls in your life are so important. Invest in your friendships, call your friends, spend time with them, do activities with them. I know it can be hard, especially if you do find a relationship, to like find that balance, but find the balance. I could not have been where I am now without my girls. I want to start like winging out on the top exactly what I did on the bottom. Your girlfriends are so important. They have honestly been there for me through so much. They're the people who have helped me pick up the pieces, the people who have called me out on things that I need to change, and just really been there for me, the people who I laugh with. I know that this time can kind of be a weird, it's one of those holidays that, I don't know, it can go hit or miss with how you're feeling. If you are feeling like this is not your romantic Valentine's Day, then make it your Galentine's Day. Where last year my roommate was so sweet. She like set up the house for me, like literally got me flowers, made brownies. You can do really nice things for your girlfriends too during this time, and it'll make you feel good. More coffee. I want to go in with this Stila glitter and Jezebel. I'm going to bring it in the inner corner. So I'm going to go in this inner corner. This does blend out pretty nicely. I'm going to take this. So I didn't really do much on the lid. I did the crease. So I'm going to just bring it about halfway. Same thing on the other side. I feel like this is going to really open up the eyes. This shine looks really nice. So we're going to blend her out. Just dabbing with the finger. It's like a subtle shimmer. Okay, I really like how these eyes are coming out. I like when there's a little bit of highlight in the inner corner. Okay, let me let my camera breathe for a second, and I'll do the mascara off camera. I'm gonna do eyelash curler, L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, Maybelline Sky High Mascara in Brown. I'm gonna go do this off camera, and then I'll be right back. I'm back from putting on mascara. Mascara is mascaring today, okay? Lips isn't the one that I was thinking of, but it will also work. This is Peekaboo Neutral. It's my newer one. I need to get a new pencil sharpener. My lip liners have been scratching me up and down. So I'm gonna overline the upper lip. Do it gently so I don't get splinters. I absolutely love lip liner. I feel like it makes your lips look so full. I just feel like that alone already just like defined the lips so much. And I love these NYX lip pencils. They're so good. I want to go like kind of crazy on the lips right now. I'm gonna go in with this mini Pillow Talk in 2 medium from Charlotte Tilbury. It's a little bit darker color. And then I'm gonna go in with this Tarte Juicy Lip Plump. I have no idea. I feel like I barely use this lip gloss, but I've, like I said, been digging in my box. So I'm gonna also top it with this Berry and Juice 100% vegan lip gel from Seraphine Botanicals. I don't know, I just wanna try it. So we're gonna put this on top too. Wow, that is thick. Let's go in with the setting spray again. And that is going to conclude today's Get Ready With Me. I'm glad we had some girl talk. I hope that this was helpful to anyone who might be going through a little bit of heartbreak right now, or to the girlies who are just in the mood and excited for Valentine's Day and wanted to get glam. Please be sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss future videos. Happy Galentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, and I will see you next time.